G'day everyone, sorry it's been a while since we posted, but here we are again. This episode is basically about us trying to seal up and weatherproof this caravan. You can see here we're just grouting all of our panel joints up to the height of our Checkerplate, which we're about to install. We're just applying masking tape either side and then smushing in some Checkerplate and squeegeeing it off so it's nice and flush with the panels, and then we're taking the tape off immediately because otherwise it's terrible to peel off, and that gives us a bit of confidence knowing that the panels are both adhered and sealed to each other underneath the Checkerplate that we're about to put on. And here we're just docking up our sheets of Checkerplate or tread plate, depending on what you want to call it. This is 1.6mm Checkerplate, that's the thinnest we could find, and we're docking it to about 1 metre high. So we're 1 metre from the bottom of the caravan all the way around. We've got our tread plate, and here we're just cutting out around the hatch doors and then sticking that on. And we are using Pro to adhere the sheets of Checkerplate to the fridge panel, and then we're also riveting them profusely. And you might notice that these sheets have got plenty of red dirt on them and some watermarks and whatever. That's not really going to bother us at the moment. We will give them a good scrub down with a Scotch-Brite just to give them some texture, and then we're going to be spraying them with a bed liner Raptor-Coat type product, not actually Raptor-Coat brand. G'day everyone, we've just finished making the first of our hatches, just working towards getting the van weatherproof. This is the finished product. We got these handles and locks from industrial rubber suppliers. So basically these are a piece of the same 50mm fridge panel. I've capped them with a plain cap on the bottom because these have to be able to fold all the way down. A flanged cap all the way around on all the other 3 sides. And onto that we've stuck some rubber seal. It just comes with like a double-sided tape backing. I think they're about 8mm when they're uncompressed. So the hatch will be sealed on the outside on this flange, and we've also sealed the receiving lip inside the hole. I'm going to show them that. So we've sealed that with the same type of seal. Yeah, we could have used piano hinge, but I find it very painful to work with, so we're just using normal hinges. These are just quick fit hinges, but there's 3 of them. If they can hang a 80 kilo house door, they can hang this little thing. So we'll go and put that on now. And here we'll show you the process of actually manufacturing one of these hatch doors. So we're just marking out the rectangle of fridge panel, cutting it to size, and then we're going to cap it all in. There's a few test fits in between just to make sure that with the thickness of the hinge everything still clears the opening, but only just. And once we're happy with the way it dry fits, we will glue and rivet the trims on. And here we're just cutting out the hole in the siding, so the hole that we trim out of this sheet becomes the cap for the hatch door. And the reason that we're doing it in this order is that we actually need to put the outer skin on the hatch door before we can install the lock assembly, because it has to be drilled through the check plate on the outside of the door. And one thing that we really found helps with this siding was just putting in 2 rivets at the top of the sheet so that we could reliably reposition the sheet in the same position. That way when we go to dry fit and wet fit, we know we're getting it in the exact same spot that we had it dry fitted. And here we're trimming in around our outdoor kitchen. So this hatch is our outdoor kitchen hatch where we intend to do most of our cooking. We're just fitting some chains on it so that it will stay level and be like a workbench for us, or cooktop to work on. And it's totally amazing. It's a hatch that supports itself. Who would have thought? Definitely high five worthy. And quite exciting because now we get to try out our little 2-burner induction stove, which fits quite nicely on there. Looking very much forward to cooking a few tasty meals on here. And that's about it for this episode. Thanks everybody for watching. We're pretty much done for the day. We're getting closer and closer every day to having this thing all sealed up and on the road.